What do brand new seedlings, dead flowers, and thriving peppers all have in common? They're all hanging out right here in my backyard. And today, I'm bringing you along to see it all. The good, the bad, and the downright ugly. Hey friends, and welcome back to The Provident Gardener. My name is Amanda, and today I'm going to take you on a tour of my garden. Now, what you're about to see is not Pinterest perfect. I've had success, but I've also had a lot of failure. So my hope today is whether you have a garden, you're dreaming about getting started, or you don't even know where to begin, that this will give you some ideas of what you can do to start growing your own food. Let's go see what's going on in the garden. I want to start off with some of the successes I've had. These right here are my pepper beds, and they are doing wonderful. In this bed, I've got mostly all my sweet peppers, and over here, spicy. I think in total, I have close to 60 pepper plants. We love to eat peppers, snack on them, put them in sandwiches, but we also can a lot of our own salsa, and that's where these are crucial. Another thing that just makes me so happy is that our pumpkins are doing really well this year. I've always wanted to grow my own pumpkins for my kids to carve, to have as decoration in my house and on my porch, and this year, it's looking like we might get them. Another success that I'm having is this little plant right here. This is called a Mexican sour gherkin. I've always wanted to grow it because it grows these like little bite-sized cucumber melon type things. I've never gotten to try one, but they look so cool. Now for something new I'm trying this year. These are my tomatoes. I actually have 3 beds of tomatoes, almost 40 tomato plants. And in this bed, I put 14. That's like less than 2 square feet per tomato. And you might be thinking, you can't do that. That's crazy. But we're trying out this string trellising system this year. You attach the tomato to this string and clip it as it grows, and you keep it to a single stem. And it's supposed to work and produce wonderfully. But keep watching throughout the summer, and I'll let you know what I think. That's the beautiful thing about gardening. You can try new things, and sometimes they work, and sometimes they don't. Now, I should note that string trellising system is only meant for indeterminate tomatoes. Here I have some of my Roma tomatoes, and they're a determinate variety, meaning they're like a bigger bush. That's what they're meant to be, and that's how they grow best. Here, we will put in stakes and some strings to really hold up and support the whole bush of the tomato plant as it grows. Now for one of the struggles we've been having this year, watering. We started this whole garden and have been building it up from scratch, and watering has been a problem. I was coming out 30, 45 minutes a day, sometimes trying to get all of our plants watered. But even with that amount of time, I just couldn't give the plants the deep watering that they needed. And a lot of plants suffered and some even died. But we finally got this awesome drip irrigation system installed, mainly thanks to my amazing husband, and it is doing fantastic. It comes on every other day for 45 minutes and gives them a nice deep watering and really saturates the whole bed. Since then, plants that were suffering but hadn't died yet have started to bounce back, and the plants that were doing okay are starting to thrive. I am so excited that I don't have to spend 30 to 45 minutes out here every day watering anymore, and our plants are much happier. Now, one of my dreams in my garden has always been a cut flower garden. And so this year I decided to do a cut flower bed and direct sow all of the seeds. But it seemed like it was taking forever for the seeds to come up. And I would come out and check, and I just wasn't seeing anything. And especially with this bed, I started to worry and wonder, like, what did I do wrong? Did birds come eat the seeds? Do I need to replant? But sometimes gardening just requires patience. I kept waiting, and eventually they've all started to come up. I've got zinnias, I've got dahlias, cosmos, sunflowers. I am so excited for these beautiful flowers to bloom in my garden this year and to bring them in and put them on my table for my family to enjoy. Now, you may have noticed things don't look quite finished out here, but that's just the way it goes when you're installing a brand new garden. We had to hurry and get some beds in so that we could do our plants, and we're doing the other little projects here and there as we can. Right now, we're in the process of laying down this rock all around the beds so we don't have weeds or we don't have to mow grass. Now, there are downsides to doing rock, like weed seeds will land in here and grow, and we'll just have to keep up with that. Another project we still have to get to is this cattle panel back here against the fence. We're going to use those to make arches between the beds for these plants to grow up. There are always lots of little projects going on in the garden. Never think that your garden has to be completely ready before you can plant. Getting those plants in is the most important. The other little projects, they can come later, but you only have a short window to grow your food, so don't wait. Now, you may be watching all of this and thinking, Amanda, I don't have a big backyard. I don't have room to put in garden beds or have a big garden, and that's okay. Use the space that you do have. It's okay if it's small, but it's so important to practice growing your own food. Now, these are grow bags. They're fabric, very compact for storage, but when you open them up, this is what you get. We filled these with soil, and I planted everything in my grow bags by seed. Didn't start them indoors. And here we have our beans growing. Here I have flowers, and in the other ones I have zucchini, sunflowers, and more beans. Grow bags like this are a great way to utilize small spaces to still grow your own food. They come in all different sizes, shapes, colors, so give it a try. We'll put a link down in the description to some of our grow bags that we have used. Now, another option, if you feel like you don't have a lot of space for a garden, is grow boxes like these. These are from Vago Garden and they are self-watering. I have loved using them to grow my vegetables. They sit in front of my house. They're beautiful to look at. And I just planted these plants by seed 9 days ago. In the front, we have bush beans that are doing fantastic. Then I did some zucchini because I wanted to try it. Remember, that's what gardening is all about. Trying things. Sometimes you succeed, sometimes you fail. And in the back, I did sunflowers. They're a shorter variety, but they'll still be taller than these, and I thought it would be so pretty to have the flowers in the back with the other plants in front. Never make an excuse that you can't garden. There's always something you can do to grow your own food, your own plants. So that's what the garden looks like at the end of June. Thanks for coming along with me. It's imperfect. We've had a lot of failures, but we've also had success, and things are growing. Now, if you're watching this and thinking, I could never grow my own food. We started small. We started where we were. We learned along the way, and we've grown to where we are now. If you enjoyed this garden tour, be sure to give us a thumbs up and leave us a comment to let us know what you're growing in your garden, or maybe what's giving you trouble in your garden right now. And if you love gardening content and want to see what we're doing in our gardens and learn right along with us, hit that subscribe button so you can join us all summer, fall, winter, and spring to see what we're doing to make our gardens a success. And don't forget, don't be afraid to get a little dirt under your fingernails so you can turn that dirt into dinner for you and your family. What doing?